On my wedding day, the bridesmaid, who was supposed to be scattering petals, suddenly dumped a bucket of blood-red paint over my head. The entire hall gasped, erupting in chaos. Only Chloe's ex-boyfriend in the audience laughed uncontrollably. Chloe, you've really outdone yourself. You actually dared to arrange for someone to pour paint on him. Chloe looked at him with a tender gaze, a slight smirk playing on her lips. I promised to grant you 3 wishes, and I always keep my word. I stared at Chloe, disbelief warring with pain. She just shrugged, utterly indifferent. Sorry, Leo. This was a vow I made to Blake. Today, let's just call it a joke. I'll make it up to you later. But Chloe, how could there be a later for us? I flung the engagement ring to the ground. How could we possibly have a future after this? The paint was blood red, dripping from my hair, my suit, staining everything. Guests in the audience whispered and pointed fingers. I stood there, at the altar, on what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, my throat aching, feeling utterly humiliated, like a stray dog. The next second, my dad grabbed my arm. Leo, let's go. Dad's voice trembled with anger and heartache. The custom-made gray suit he'd ordered a month ago for my wedding was now covered in glaring scarlet. We're leaving right now. We're not going through with this wedding. Chloe shot a look, and 2 bodyguards swiftly blocked our path. Chloe walked towards me, step by step, an arrogant, pampered princess persona taking over. It was just a joke. Are you really going to make me lose face in front of all these people? Dad couldn't hold back any longer. He stepped forward, trying to reason with her. Chloe, you've helped us greatly, but Leo is a man. What you're doing to him, humiliating him like this on our wedding day, where does that leave his pride? The next second, 2 bodyguards grabbed his shoulders, kicked him behind the knee, forcing him to his knees with a thud. Dad! I charged forward in a fury, but another burly bodyguard seized my arms, twisting them painfully behind my back. Chloe, enraged, slapped me across the face. If you dare to leave, don't ever come back. And your mom's medical bills? I won't pay a single cent more. I stared at her, utterly frozen, barely able to stand. A year ago, my mom was in a hit and run, left in a vegetative state, but the driver got away. My dad sold our house and the beloved bakery he'd painstakingly built, but the exorbitant daily hospital fees were still impossible to keep up with. As a senior in college, I was desperate, frantically searching for any way to earn money, even considering selling plasma, but it wasn't enough. Just when Dad and I were at our wits' end, Chloe appeared like an angel. She not only moved Mom to her family's exclusive private hospital for treatment but also showered me with kindness and affection, quickly winning my heart. However, the day before the wedding, Blake, her ex-boyfriend, rushed back from overseas. He looked at me with cold, disdainful eyes. Are you really going to marry this pauper? Chloe was silent for a long time, her eyes eventually turning red as she answered. Yes, fine. Blake's voice was as cold as ice. He spat out bitterly. Chloe, don't forget. On my birthday last year, you promised to grant me 3 wishes. Now, it's time to deliver. At that time, I never imagined that Blake's first wish would be to utterly crush my dignity. Dad was thrown out, and I was dragged backstage for a quick cleanup. The interrupted music started again, and the wedding continued. But the guests' gazes were no longer filled with envy and blessings, but with scorn and pity. Those eyes, like needlepoints, pricked my heart, trampling my self-respect, making me wish I could escape this place immediately. But I could only suppress my emotions, my eyes hollow, as I played along with Chloe's performance. I knew that until Mom woke up, I had no choice. After the wedding,